But apparently,
Oh, there, now it is.
there it is. Okay, good.
Well,
Okay, all right. So anyway, this is the program. So we'll start with this, and then we just only thing that we didn't cover so far is the charts, the templates, and that we're going to be sending out to you. So, so this is the Wealth Clearings to Abundance, and the first slide is our set points. So it's like a glass ceiling. If we cannot, like for example, make it past 5 figures, we can't just crack the 6-figure or the 7-figure, whatever happens to be. There is a set point for our level of how much we have in the bank or how much debt, seems like maybe you can always get to a certain point and then you think you're going to be okay and you're going to make more, but then, something breaks down and now you have to pay out to, fix something, right? So just, it keeps people in that level. And they can't figure out why can't they get past that. So releasing struggle and so forth. So to be clear and increase. So the ability to, be a powerful creator, a co-creator with the multiverse, right? So to be confident in certain your intentions to remain in high frequencies and not match low vibe family and friends. So those are things that we want to clear for.
Is this a new program, Marlene, or?
New to you, I would say, yeah. Or
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna see where I have it on my chart here. I've got the clearings for it on a separate chart, and I think what I should do is email this to you as well. Yeah. How about if I do that? I'm going to send the email to you. So if you'd like to, and I've got to apologize. My web guy, his son had a fever and he's at the hospital. So he completed some things for me and some things I just didn't get back. And this was one of them. So I was supposed to have this in a much better format, but we'll have to take it as it is, I guess. Money manifesting clearings. Here it is.
It all looks good to us, I think.
Okay, good. Well, I know the slides look good, but it's the clearing chart here that I'm going to be sending you.
Oh.
Money manifesting clearings. Here it is. Okay, and it's a Word doc, so you can type on it yourself. And okay, see attached. All right, there we are. Just sent it out. If you're wanting to follow along with it, you can. Okay. All right, so what have you come here to do and who are you here to help? So we're going to do a clearing around living into your your desires or your mission or your vision or your career, or however you wanted to take that. So clearing the ability to step into your full purpose, if you want to do that, or owning it to support and help others, the ability to complete projects and fulfill promises. And for each of these, you can actually do a chart, right? So we have the charts. So let me just stop screen share here and go into what I just emailed to you. Okay, so this is what I just talked about for the ability to stand fully supported in your vision or career with increased set point for level of success, to be debt-free with savings, bringing in like your dream life and wealth and so forth. So these are the things then that you would clear for. This is already charted out. So then you would just clear this list. Right? That's what you're looking at.
When we get a list like that you've already charted out for us, we don't have to muscle test and see which of those things pertain to us or the client. We just can trust the list is complete and we can clear the whole thing.
Yeah, but there's some things that maybe your client doesn't require. You know, it's on the list, but maybe that's not for them. So you can maybe just say, oh, well, that one cleared quick, or you know.
There's no harm in clearing something even if it wasn't there.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, so what are the different? Okay, I guess I was too far down. Okay, so here's where we started on the slide. So to speak into the universe is a, and I put multiverse whenever I see this, because there's more than one universe. So just so you know, people get it wrong when universe. Okay, as a powerful creator, standing in your confidence and certainty. So that's the slide that we just saw. So these are the these are what you would clear for that. And then just stepping into your mission, supporting, helping others powerfully. That was the slide we just covered there. And this is all of the items that you would clear for. And like I said, again, sorry, it's in a real bad condition, but he was supposed to fix it and make it look nice. But it's all here. If you want to make it look nice yourself, go for it. And going back to the slides, I guess. Well, the slides are just kind of following along here. So really, we can just work off of this sheet if you'd like to. So I'll send you the slides if you want them. That's fine. But so going forward, we're looking at, and you don't have to do all of these if you don't want to. It's like, I'm good with my, you know, stepping into my vision, whatever that is. Okay, fine. But then you have any of these, right? So the right to take up space and to exist. Sometimes people, I find, have some family issues. A lot of people have had family problems, right? Family of origin issues. And you will find the people with lungs, kidneys, and bladder a lot of times have issues with taking up space or to exist or to breathing into life. That's lungs, you know, to feel that they belong, right? So like maybe their family didn't welcome them, you know, they didn't feel like they were worthy or, you know, not good enough or whatever, right? So a lot of times that will manifest into having issues with manifesting things and wealth and abundance to themselves. So these are good ones to do. The ability to follow through. Give this to yourself. Give this to yourself. The ability to follow through. A gift to yourself. I'm not sure what that means. The right to have wealth, great health, and love. The ability to bring in, sustain, and grow wealth. And so these clearings relate to what you're putting into. You could call it a mock-up if you want to. Example your specific clearings, like to have $1 million bank account or to bring in $10,000 a month in a career you love, for example. So, so these are things that you would clear in the green then. So if you're going into amplification, it's this stuff. Here's perception here. Here's emotions here. The emotional thought forms we just talked about. And the emotional body, that's the etheric body on the aura. Shared energy, cords, contracts, agreements, karma, cycles, DNA, and so forth. So you would clear for these things first. And then what this means is you can imagine that you're putting your intention. So if you want to have $1 million in the bank, for example, you would do these clearings. Okay, I'm clearing for that. Anything that could possibly block that for me. Once you've completed the clearings, then you can envision like a balloon. Okay, so you would put your intention into this balloon and make it very specific, and state that and it's always in the present tense. So I have $1 million in my bank account, or I consistently carry $1 million balance in my savings account, or whatever you want to, however you want to state it. And then you put that in your balloon. Now you can put a few things in this balloon, and you can do this balloon every day. So, okay. So I'll put that here so you know what that means. So you put it in your balloon, and then the next one, if you want to also put this one, and I receive $10,000 a month from my healing career or healing business, $10,000 plus income, however you want to state it. Put that in your balloon. I am having a great love life, social life. I experience great health and happiness. Put that into your balloon. You can put a few things in there, right? And so after you've got the things in there, then you can set your intention that you're going to send it off then. So you're going to let loose of the balloon, and you're just going to see it float up to source and to be fulfilled. And just know that you're sending it up there off, sending it off. Here's my intentions, and that you intend that this is being received, and all the little wheels and cogs are now being put into place to make these things occur for you, so that they will come. All the different pieces are coming together, all the different people that may be calling you, all the different opportunities that are going to be now presenting themselves. So it's up to you then to be aware of things that may occur, because you're putting this into place. This is a real thing. Okay, so this does happen, right? So it's how I live my life now, actually, because the other way was all hard work. It was just, force and just willing it to happen, and I'm going to stay up until 10 o'clock and work, and get it all done. And I do, but now it's more like, okay, so these are the things that I require. I'm not going to stress about it. They're going to get done when they get done. And the right and perfect people are going to come to be able to assist me to get these things done. I'm not going to stress this, or whatever, right? So now I just allow things to come to me, and they do. They absolutely do. So I'm telling you, it works. Okay. So these are the clearings for that.
Marlene, I have a question. So, like for any given clearing, you can put as many details about the intention that you can, muster up for that, like be as specific as you want, with all those different, let's say you put those ones you have there, and just the ones you just said, like, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to stress about it. Then all the right people come to me. You can keep adding all those requests into that same one balloon for that particular clearing.
Yes. Yeah. You can have 10 things in there. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay. But they're all related.
But you can also have unrelated stuff in there. So then you can also have, I am enjoying perfect health. I'm in,
oh yeah.
My relationships are, I have
everything.
Family,
Right.
Whatever. You can put unrelated topics in there too. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you send it every morning, or just
Yeah, it's a good thing.
the same?
It can be the same every day if you want it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Or you can switch it up. You can change things, add things. And as you get things, you can take them out. Like, okay, so now I put in there that I would have a great staff member, and now you've got one. So you can take that one out. Now you check it off your list.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like a prayer, intention / prayer, and then you do the clearing around that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Neat.
good. Yeah, and then you only have to do the clearing once, around
Okay.
that particular, you're putting your stuff into the balloon.
Okay.
So do that first, and then you can just do it daily then just by seeing the balloon and sending it off.
Oh, okay.
Say it. You want to say it. You want to make the 10 statements, and seeing those 10 statements going into the balloon, sending it off.
Okay.
So you could have it written out if you'd like, so here's my daily thing. I'm just going to read it every day as I'm envisioning it sending off to the balloon, and just letting go of the string and then seeing it go off. And then you can see, just knowing then that it's now being worked on,
Yeah.
whatever they do.
Yeah.
They're not working on it, but
Arranging things. Yeah.
arranging things. I like that. Yeah. Having it come to pass.
This one isn't a perfect example because it's a little different, but someone had once, it's sort of sharing a similar thing. They were sort of advising, like talking to whatever source, whatever you call your thing, your balloon even, and just saying, so she gave an example. She said, so if you're working late, and I didn't have a mother like this, but I can imagine. So she said, say you're working late and you call home and you tell your mom, I'm working late. This is like when you're younger. And you say, would you make me some food? And you hang up the phone, and she said, you don't call back to ask her, are you check on her to make sure she's making you food. Like, you just trust that it's being done, right? So like I said, I didn't have a mother like that, but I still get that that's, yeah, you put it in the balloon, you send it off, and you know that it's being taken care of, right? So.
Yeah, or the analogy that you plant seeds in the garden. It's not like you're gonna dig it up. How's it going in there? You're just gonna trust that in a couple of weeks or whatever it is, it's gonna pop up through the soil.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. Okay, so then we're gonna want to do the inner actions, which are the clearings we just talked about. The balloon. I'm just gonna put this in here. The balloon intention, and so no matter what, so you just know it. Just know it. Yeah. All right, and then outer actions would be you identify what you want, and I like to use the word choose. Decide. I don't use that word either. It means decide means you're making a decision comes from the past. You're only basing things on what you already know. So that may not be what you want going forward, right? But when you choose, now you can make a choice based on current, where you're at right now, current reality or whatever. So you're not always going into the past. Identify, choose, commit to this new result, get into action, do something. So you can put all these things out there, but you also have to do something. Like, you have to be in your office, or you have to be, have the phone available, or you have to, have certain things in place, right? To be available, to notice opportunities and so forth. So once you show the universe, here I am, I'm doing certain things, I'm reaching out and making some connections or something, you got to do something for things to happen. But not always necessarily. Some things can just, a phone call can come in or an email can come through, and that would be fulfilling what you had requested. So be disciplined, follow through, succeed, celebrate your wins. So those are things that you would do on the outside. So here is a clearing then for you to stand supported in your vision career. Okay, I think we just did this one. Yeah. Or no, we did it, but then I went backwards, didn't we? Okay, yeah. Okay, set point for level of success, be debt-free with savings, ease, bringing in your dream life. So these are the clearings for that. And you just need to do them once for yourself or for a client. If you're gonna do this for a client, you could do this as well. And then this is the clearings for the ability to create in alignment with your highest purpose, living in a state of grace and ease, releasing and relinquishing struggle and strife from the no matter what in grace, and having discipline and structural nature, natural living, habitual excellence, sustaining what you create. So you can create it, but you also want to sustain it. So that's good to put in there too. And you can reword these things as you'd like. You know, there might be something you want to take out, doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. Right, and then it's quite a lengthy list here, but
Can I just ask a question? I'm sorry, about timelines, since you just went by it and
sure.
And you have them separated out into emotional, mental. So can you just clear like that? Or every time you're checking for timelines, do you want to go and find out how many, which age, like, do you want to do that checking that we've done?
Yeah, and that's in level 2, so.
Oh, I thought it was, we did some here.
Well, timelines for this, you can just send in the gold energy. And
Okay.
that you're clearing the timeline for emotions, timelines, mental timelines, and energetic, or, and then there's also emotional timelines, but that apparently didn't apply to this one, so it's not here. But,
Okay.
but physical is like what you were just saying, though. Physical timelines is where you were in a past life. So you could go back and say, you know, oh, so there is something in a past life that's affecting this, being able to clear this. Yeah. All right. So is it something from how many lifetimes ago? You can muscle test and see what you get. Is it 4 lifetimes ago? Okay. How old were you? Okay. You were 10. And then if you can see and just come up with, okay, looks like there was an illness or something like that, right? If you do that, that's great. If you're getting something intuitively, or if you can't, that doesn't matter either. You're just going to, I believe you should muscle test and say, okay, 4 lifetimes ago, I'm getting age 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you could at least put that down. And now I am intending to clear the impact of the trauma that occurred 4 lifetimes ago when this person was 10.
Yeah, I think we did do that in our.
Did
level.
you? Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, and the other thing while I'm here, so when we're clearing a whole list like that, do we just use the basic hand to clear? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, and then what age? Yep. Okay, and then what's in your heart to make manifest? So creation, a blessing or an effort. So you want to create from grace. Know that you're loved and cared for, the God or the multiverse has unlimited resources and that you have unlimited blessings. So to create an alignment with your highest purpose, to live in a state of grace and ease. So the different struggle and strife, getting rid of the, oh my gosh, I got to work hard. That's what I used to, I always worked hard. I always worked hard. It's like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it no matter what. And I did, but it was always a lot of hard work. So had I known all this before, I could have cleared a lot of stuff. Habitual excellence. Yeah, I was always, excelling and so forth, but it was just a lot of struggle. And then to sustain what I create, right? A lot of stuff I never sustained. So I would struggle and work hard, but it didn't all stick. So that's very important. Righty, and a lot of long lists there. Okay, so now getting into, this is a new section. No, it's not. Actually, this is to go along with the slides. I'm sorry, because this was supposed to be cleaned up for you. And when he does do that, I will send you the cleaned up version. But okay, so spirit to body connection. This is where we stopped here. So most people are about 60% embodied at best at all times, right? So, and that's giving them a lot of credit, really, because I see a lot of people are up here in their heads. Their spirit's just kind of hovering around up here. A lot of people aren't all the way fully embodied. Maybe it hurts, you know, maybe there's some pain there. And they don't feel. So they're not in the feeling. They don't want to feel a lot of times. Okay, it's just, that's too painful. I don't want to go there, right? So they're in their head thinking, and at work, you know, they're doing their job. They're all, you know, they're in their mind. Okay, and that's great if you're, you know, at the job or whatever. But to stay always up here is not healthy. And then that's when you can have the attachments come in. So if you're not in your body, then these other things now can come in and make themselves home in your body. So you do want to keep that spirit to body connection. 100% at all times is optimal. And so you can clear for the right to be 100% embodied. You can clear the ability to live 100% spirit in your body. And I believe we actually did these clearings to begin with. I believe it was part of a video that one of the videos, your spirit body or something like that.
Was it like body ownership, like to learn to muscle test and own your body and muscles? Was that
yeah, I believe so. So you could, if you wanted to, do a certain chart for each of these, clearing the right to be 100% embodied, but that was already in our training. Spirit to body relationship, DNA to fully restore. Shaman issues. Okay. This part I don't believe was in the training though. So if you get to this part, you could just say, okay, how many DNA programs, faulty DNA programs are there for me to be able to stay fully in my body? I'm getting 1, 2, 3, whatever it happens to be. And then you can just send in the gold energy into those, that DNA strand or those programs to clear. And then again, too, here, this timeline issues, you know, is there past lives that are contributing to my not being able to fully stay in my body? Yeah, okay, how many lifetimes ago was that? What age was I? And you can go back like 8, 9 different lifetimes. Anything much past that doesn't exactly hold in your cells, as the trauma kind of falls off. So it's not like you have to go back 100 lifetimes or whatever it is. That would be a while to clear all that.
The pre-birth setting, does that mean like the process of being in utero, like or anything pre-birth?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there could have been some issue where you know, the mother doesn't want you or something like that, and you could feel that maybe. And yeah. So you don't feel 100% connected. You don't feel connected to yourself because maybe now you're like, stuff's going on.
Yeah.
I don't want to come out or whatever.
So that's like a unique, it's not really a past life, but it's in this life, but before you came and separated from the mother, right? So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good. Because, and you will find that too. It's like, okay, so is a past life involved with this? Yes. Okay, so, and then, you know, it gets kind of sketchy. Well, how many lifetimes ago? It's like 0 or whatever. What age was I? 0? I'm not getting an age, you know. So then you could ask, well, is this in utero? Oh, yeah. Okay. So it could be that. Yeah, good question. So then you want to clear for suppression of being oppressed, domination, and control. And did I send you that clearing suppression, domination, and control.
Is that on the perceptions handout, you mean?
No, it's a separate, I'll put it on my list here. Suppression, domination, and control.
Hmm.
It's quite a large clearing to take
I
on.
think we got it.
Did
I
you?
think we got it.
Okay, it was supposed to be. I saw it in the folder, so it was supposed to be sent to you. But okay,
Yeah.
good. So clearing all this will really, really open things up for you, and not just for money and abundance, but for anything really. So just for the fact that we've been suppressed for eons, and you do not have to live with that suppression in your cells anymore. It doesn't have to be you're coming from a state of domination, or I'm controlled, right? So you don't have to come from that perspective anymore. You can express freely, and things can open up in all kinds of different areas of your life. So if you haven't started that one yet, I would suggest it. It can be a project in process. So you might be able to start it. You might not be able to complete it in one sitting, but it's okay. You can just keep it as an ongoing project. Although things are clearing faster nowadays, so these things can clear faster than they used to too, but it used to be like hours, maybe 8 hours, 12, 14, 15 hours or whatever for one of them, right? So, but see for yourself what you're getting, and then, and just say, okay, I'm 2% complete, 5%, okay, 8%, and just continue on until you get to 100%. Just have it on your chart, mark where you left off.
Would you be able to send that to me? I'm not sure
Yeah, I'll resend it.
Okay.
I'll
Right.
read the things I mentioned on the list.
Yeah, definitely want to do that one.
Yeah. Yep. And then you've got the right permission and ability to be free of suppression, domination, and control in verbal expression. So to be able to speak my truth in all situations. That would be something you could clear for. You could clear for the right to have wealth. This is where we said to have that $1 million in the bank, to bring in a certain amount monthly in a career, business, or whatever that you love. Letting go of suppression, domination, and control. So these are example clearings that you could do around that, and how that would be beneficial. Okay, so then the interactions we talked about earlier, some of the things to do yourself. Well, one of the interactions is to meditate. You can do and just sitting with yourself, or what I like to do is, I find it really hard to just sit there because I'm that do it, get it done person. So it's like, for me, what I do is I channel my higher self, and get information that way. So instead of just sitting there waiting for something to I actually put my intention into the time and ask questions and get answers, right? So that's what I do. And then you can do your gratitude list. So in the morning, for example, you could write up a list of things that you're grateful for. So what you put out there, what you, I forget how you say, what you persist, I forget how that goes. But what you dwell on is, things that will come to pass. So if you're grateful for having a wonderful family, then you may be experiencing more of that. Okay, so next month you're so happy, that you have such a great family, and it just keeps getting happier and happier, right? So you can make this list, and maybe do a list of 10 things that you can put on this list. And then you can change that around too. And that could be something that you can do every day as well. So then you can say, hey, I'm grateful for blah, 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 blah. And then after that, you can set your intentions, be specific, see it in a balloon, and let it go to source to be fulfilled, right? So this could be your morning little to-do thing. And then the outer action then would be exercising, and then taking some type of action. So money can find you to come into you. So, sending out an email or making some phone calls or whatever it happens to be. And then here's one that I added here, a list where wealth can come to you. And I wrote John DeMartini because this is where the source that I got this from. And I'll show you here in a moment what I mean by that. So when we get to that, it's at the bottom of this list here. So, but that is excellent. That list. So these are the things that if you would do some of these, you would find that wealth will be coming your way. It's almost guaranteed. These are just knowing that it's going to come to you. And while you're doing that, you might want to clear your wealth set points. So this is enlightening. So you might want to check for yourself right now, do a muscle test and find out, what is my set point right now for monthly income? So you could say, okay, is it, $1,000? Is it $2,000? Is it, 3,000, whatever it happens to be, and put that number there. So this would be like your starting point. And then set point for yearly income and put that there. And then your set point for net worth. And then put that there. And then set point clearings. I have a separate chart, and I'll send you that. That's the actual clearings then for the set points that you can do. I don't have it listed on this particular chart, but it's a separate chart all on its own. So I'll send that to you. It's a PDF. And it'll show you what things to clear for your set points. This is amazing because after doing the clearings, then you would go back and check this again and find out what your set points are. Especially if you do all of these other clearings, then come back to this and find out, okay, the after set points, and you will find that they have gone up. And if they aren't exactly where you want them to be, well, then continue on with your outer actions, putting these, you're setting your intentions. Now you're putting it out there again. One of the intentions then could be that my set points for wealth double, or however you want to say it. And then if you do that for every day for, several days or whatever, come back and just see, hey, what is my set point now? Has it changed? So you can always come back and see where you are personally with that.
Marlene, let's say a client says, hey, I want to increase my flow of abundance. Like, there's so many different clearings. Do you do all of them, or do you just muscle test to see which ones, or just create one for that person? Or I'm just,
well, if it's just
all these options.
Yeah, if it's just something short and sweet, then I would just do the set point clearings.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just do that.
But if you feel like they want to work on something deeper, you do like a little more layers, and maybe because they each are covering different layers, it seems, or going slightly taking a different place, maybe.
Yes, exactly. And then you can, this is a huge one. I mean, they would have to, you'd have to include in your price, whatever it is, if you're going to do something like this for them, because this could take a long time.
Okay.
But you could certainly do different, state it differently. So you could state the clearing in whatever it is that person is working on right now. So maybe they are looking for their, in alignment with their higher purpose. So they want to, maybe they have a business and they want that to be successful. So then you're going to, whatever it is, put that in the middle here
Yeah.
And then you can chart around it and see what is it that would be blocking it for them.
Okay. So even if we do something like that and they haven't been cleared for these larger issues of suppression, domination, control, it will still be effective, right? You don't have to do all the clearings that we're going to be able to do for ourselves in order to get the benefit, right?
Correct. Yeah. And we always put the, removing domination, suppression, and control anyway. So it's always
Part of it.
but it's just more complete if you really do a complete clearing on it for yourself.
Yeah, well, it seems to be the problem with everything, right? That's really, everything's trying to dominate, control, and suppress.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a limitation. And I guess that's where it is, that lack and limitation. And it's been built into us for so long that we've been suppressed, and controlled and held down, right? And held back. And that's another one. I think it's on that same sheet, held down,
Yeah,
held.
that's on the perception sheet there.
Oh.
Held back, held down, yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. It could have been on that one. Yeah.
That's where it is for me anyway.
But I'll check. I think it's on that suppression one too.
Oh, okay.
But there's a lot of other things on there. Yeah, like, boxed in, just off the wall kind of stuff like, ooh, yeah, it could resonate with certain people,
Yeah.
like if they were imprisoned or, whatever at a certain point. So it's all a form of lack and limitation, and it's set to control. And that's what the reptiles or whoever, is took over, the planet many eons ago and is in control or has been in control or whatever. Looks like things are falling apart for them right now, I guess. But but for the most part, that has been the agenda that we've been living under. So this is our freedom from that.
Yeah.
To get ourselves personally out of that control, so that we don't have to stay in lack and limitation, because lack and limitation is not the truth for us.
Yeah, we're not free or sovereign. Yeah.
Yeah, we are free, sovereign. Yeah. Deserving. That's our birthright, actually, and we've been hijacked. There's a whole discussion around this too, where maybe you've heard of it. Our social security numbers actually have, our birth certificate actually has a value attached to it. There's that number, I believe, and this is the way I've heard it from sources, is that it's traded on the stock exchange. Yeah, that number, people have found their birth certificate numbers, and millions and millions of dollars that were worth that that piece of paper, and they're making money off of it, off of us, I guess. So anyway, so we are very, very valuable. We have tons of wealth. We are totally wealthy, just as our birthright for being born, a child of God, or, source, right? So that is who we really are. And so this is just kind of stripping off all the layers, all the stuff and gunk that's been put on us over the eons to get back to, hey, this is who I really am. Wow, this is totally different. I don't feel like I'm limited. I don't have to act like, I can't have that, or, oh, I can't afford it, or, just cut that actually out from your vocabulary. I can't afford it because, well, no, I wouldn't be saying that anymore. Just say, I choose at this point not to purchase that. Okay, fine. That's totally different. Yep. Or just say, well, maybe I'll put that in my consideration. Maybe I'll get that next year or something. And I'm focusing on other things right now, So number one blocks to wealth are shame and guilt. Okay. So you can just intend to clear shame, sending the beautiful gold God energy into shame until you clear it to 100%. And then you can also see the number of faulty programs in our DNA. And then just send the gold God energy into that to clear it to 0. Clear to 0. And then same with guilt. So yeah, so self-deprecation. So you do something that you think is a mistake, like you injected values of others in your own life. You compared yourself to others. You put them on a pedestal maybe, and it made you feel unworthy. So that's self-deprecation. And then you can see the DNA, if there's DNA programs around that. Or you could feel unworthy to receive. So like altruism compensates for shame and guilt. So it forces you back to center. So, so that means that you will just give, right? So you just feel guilty or, shameful. So, oh God, I can't take that. I can't take that. I just feel funny get around money. A lot of people are like that. Or they just have to okay, well, just give it back. I can't, that kind of thing, right? So if you've got something like that going on, there could be programs in your DNA there as well. So, but you can just clear unworthy to receive, just seeing it as that, and then clearing that down to 100%, or clearing it to 100% as well. So those are big ones. So that, Tracy, for your question there too, if you're going to do it for a client, that might be what you want to clear, because it's the #1 block to wealth, right? So, shame, right? So yeah, you could add that into your.
So you could do like an intention, like a clearing statement, and then sort of also make sure you do these separately, like, or in addition, or.
Yeah, so a custom statement for them, whatever that happens to be, chart it out, clear all those blocks for it. Then you can do their wealth set points and off of the chart that I send you there. And then you can clear shame and guilt.
Okay.
Yeah, these would be great basics, but very powerful.
Yeah, that looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Because almost everybody, is talking about wanting to increase their ability to receive, wealth and income and abundance, especially now. But.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And so, yeah, so maybe they're out of a job. So maybe their custom clearing would be around, finding my, or discovering my true purpose, what I'm good at, what I could be a contribution to society and, a service I could provide, having that be clear for me, and whether it's being in business for yourself or however, you want to word it, but yeah, definitely applicable, relevant for now. So when you're in gratitude, so this is the gratitude list thing. So make a list of 10 things you're grateful for, and that's what we already said. So then you put that into your bubble, be clear in the present moment as if it already exists. So we talked about that. So I mentioned John DeMartini in that list. So I saw him in person, got a book of his and so forth too, but he's online. You can find him anywhere on YouTube as well. But he's very, very clear. And actually I saw him a couple of times. And I really resonate with what he had to say. And so he's the one that actually says the #1 blocks to wealth are shame and guilt. He's the one who said that. And it just resonates. That's the truth. So anyway, when we minimize, we feel we want to give back, and that's that give and receive thing. So, but you want to give and receive equally. But if you have a non-equal exchange, like someone's giving you way too much, it creates a brain noise. So you get feedback to be sure that there's a reciprocal. Okay, so we live by a set of priorities, a hierarchy of values. It dictates your financial destiny. So most people live in fantasy and delusions. Things higher in value, you will find the money for. So it's how you manage what you make. So things that you really want, you notice that people who don't have money, you still notice that they have the stuff they really want, they find the money for it. So how you manage what you make, really, yeah. Saving and investing, they must be in your top 3. Okay, saving, investing, or at least in your top 5, or you will go broke. So somewhere along the line, you have to have a savings plan or investment. Money circulates from people who value it the least to those that value it the most. So money will work for you if you value it. And those that condemn dollars become slaves to it. So you ever hear people who don't have much money say, you know, they cut down people with money. Oh, they're those rich, you know what's, you know, they make it sound like it's other than them. So it's somebody else. That's not them. It's not me, you know, obviously, because now I'm condemning somebody who has money. So that can't be me, right? They've taken themselves out of it. So anytime that you expect the world owes you something, you get ABDDs. You get anger, betrayal, despair, and depression. So not in life with highest values. So a dollar equals an exchange mechanism. You can't manage money if you have emotions about it. So there's a science to it, and you want to follow it, and you end up wealthy. So yeah, so you can't manage dollars if there's emotions around it. So that's part of the clearings that we're doing then, is to let go of those emotions that are really highly charged around money, so that it doesn't have that pull, like ooh, or that push away kind of thing involved with it anymore. It's just neutral. It's just a means of exchange. So here's the blocks to wealth, shame and guilt. So self-deprecation, do something that you think is a mistake, like you injected the values of others in your life, you compared yourself to them, put them on a pedestal, and it makes you feel unworthy. So feeling unworthy to receive, I think we already said that. Altruism forces you back to center. So it's something that we do unconsciously to compensate for that shame or guilt. So the world on the outside projects the world on the inside. So you have to have a value on yourself. People give away things because they feel bad, to compensate for that feeling bad. Okay, so here, this is a big project, but it's very revealing if you take the time to do this. I've done it. It's not easy to start, but it becomes very enlightening. And after a while, you go with the flow. It just keeps coming out. You think 200, that's crazy. I can't come up with 10, you know, but if you come up with 10, just write something for number 11. Just write anything for number 12. Number 13, all right, now I got an idea. 14, something's coming. 15, okay, now you start getting back into the flow. You start getting in, things will start popping through. And when you're getting past 100, woo, you could be channeling who knows what now. You've got stuff, just pens are flying, right? So your benefits of refining, polishing, and managing your business where it's more effective, efficient, and maximizing profits. You can go through every step and prioritize things. So you can be rewarded for being an entrepreneur who serves people, who serves people block themselves by thinking of self. So here's an idea. Research Google. What are people looking for? Find that with the biggest spreads. Broker that deal. So who is the master at delivering it? You can get an affiliate from them. That's just, you know, something that some people might not even think about, just putting yourself in the middle of a deal. You know, so people feel bad about being poor. It's a signal to get you to care enough to serve. You know, so people who don't have a lot of money and so forth, it's a signal, it's a sign. It's like, hey, you're not serving anybody. You're not serving enough people, right? So maybe you just decided to stay in that one job. It's not paying very much, but obviously you're not serving enough people, or else you'd be making more money. So find something that you can do to serve more people. It's all, you know, it's really basic. So 200 benefits then of building a business that serves ever greater numbers of people, or 200 benefits of saving in ever increasing portions of profits, the benefits of investing in ever greater leverage yields and rewards. So unfulfilled highest values equal addictive behaviors. So they attract us to get rich quick, or sharks. So it's like a dopamine fix. Someone tells us what we want to hear. Yep, so if you have unfulfilled there's that addictive behavior behind it. So then 200 benefits of amassing a vast fortune. So you have to have a desire to build it and the ability to find out what you love and have the ability to not have to do it, but because you're inspired to do it. So write down the benefits of that. And then the benefits of creating financial cause that leaves a legacy. So the benefits of having a legacy, being able to have or leave a legacy. So that really gets you thinking. It's like legacy, wow, that's way out there, but it kind of brings it all back to present, actually, when you're doing the exercise. So you can invest in growing conscious inspiration, invest with accountability, bring millions of solutions. A mission for doing it brings tears to your eyes. So focus on service, and then your debt disappears. You're servicing something for somebody else, providing something, then your debt disappears. When you focus on debts, then your service goes away. You don't resent your debts. You thank your investors. Wealthy people pay themselves first, their taxes second, their lifestyle third, and their business expenses fourth. Other people pay business bills first and higher taxes. Increase lifestyle, then increase your savings and taxes too. So use debt only for return on investment and only borrow on things that make more money. So not new cars and stuff like that, I guess. And then forced savings, so a minimum amount or 2%, whichever is greater. So when you do that, you force yourself to put a certain amount away every month, then you will find that it will come. Something will always come in to make that minimum amount, if not more. Something always will, like it just happens. So you can ask, what can I save right now? So for certain, I know I can put away, I don't know, $100 a month or something like that. Okay, great, do it. Do it for 3 months and you won't miss it, okay? So you got a bigger income this month, great, add more. So just don't ever turn back and just add as a regular monthly debit. So when you demand from yourself, you get a supply. You demand it, you will get it. So it doesn't matter when do you want to. Okay, so age less when you're inspired. That's true. So you age when you're bored. I'm done, there's nothing more for me to do. I'm retired. I've done everything. That's it. You start to age, right? So keep your inspiration. So knowing your mission is the secret of mastering your life. Denying our divinity holds us back from our magnificence. So own the traits of wealthy people and see their traits inside of you and see them as equal. Nothing is missing in us. So I think he's very inspiring, and you can look him up yourself and so forth. But these are the notes that I took that I thought were most appropriate. So let's stop here. I've got another protocol. So this is the money in abundance. And we don't really require the chart, I guess, for that, or the slides. Okay, so let's go on to love and relationships.
So Marlene, you're just sending us all that you just showed us on the computer, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I did already send you that sheet, the money manifesting. I did just email that to you. So you could follow along if you wanted, or start right away or print it out or do something. Okay, so this is on love and relationships. So we're going into a completely new topic right now. Off from wealth and on to love. All right, so when you're thinking about love, I like to start with clearing karma, control energy, cords, contracts, agreements, and shared energy. Okay, so with others and so forth. So for karma, do you continue to think about or still feel the emotions from a past relationship, or a friend who maybe turned on you at some point, or a lover who betrayed you, or a family member you don't get along with, or a job or a boss that made your life miserable, or a place that you lived that was bad luck? So have you ever wondered why you keep coming across similar issues in your relationships, whether it be from your dating life, working, love life, family, or social? And did you know that you could be holding energies in your body and your field from those around you or from those that you have had relationships with in the past? I come across this all the time, every day, pretty much. Believe it was my last session yesterday afternoon with a client who she couldn't even say the word sister. I'm like, oh, who are you referring to? And she had to go back and she goes, oh, my sister. She couldn't say it the first time. It just kind of blurbed out. And, you know, she had all these problems going on. And I'm like, this just isn't, like her teeth were falling out and just like weird stuff, you know, like, and so anyway, she has, turns out her a narcissistic type sister, but this sister had cords in her and shared energy. She was taking her energy, obviously through the cords and so forth, but shared energy and then karma. So she had all this going with her sister. She didn't feel good about that relationship at all. So this will come up, and it's something for you to be aware of, to recognize, like for her, when she was saying things, I'm like, oh, wow, sister, oh, wow, there's cords there, you know. So this would be something I would check for if it's a relationship that doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Or the first thing she said to me is when I said, oh, how you doing? She said that she's feeling tired. You know, and you know, of course that could be maybe she had attachments, which she did. She had attachments because this cord from her sister was sending all kinds of stuff through. So yeah, so that was taking her energy and so forth. But there'll be clues that you can kind of hear when you talk to people. So the karma then is feeling suppressed, unable to fully be yourself. You feel strangely pushed into, you know, challenging circumstances. And then from your essential nature, transferred from your life force through to the blood, right? And it affects your cardio system. It involves unresolved jealousy, envy, shame, and betrayal. Karma is often thought of as punishment in like a boomerang. So if you do something bad, you get paid back in that life or in a future life. It's, yeah, kind of true, but it's not punishment. It's more, think of it that you have to put a force of energy in motion that will continue until you get a resolution or a clearing or completion. I like to say completion instead of resolution. Yeah, resolve it, that's fine, but resolve means I'm going to redo it again. That's karma, right? So I don't want to anything. I want to complete it. I want completion. So relationships, of how the person relates to everything that has a signature of mind or a will, you know, people, country, organization, religion, or an individual or a group. You know, you could be part of some type of group. So you're going to use that shooting dice type clearing. And these are the things that you can clear for karma. But there's more to karma clearing, which I'll get to here as we scroll down to the bottom. But this is the basic clearing chart that you could use around clearing karma. And again, this is what Brian was going to put together in a more clear format. and does anyone get a read on his son? He's only a year old and high fever, and he had to go to the hospital. I was just wondering if it wasn't vaccines, the vaccinations. Do they get like a 1-year-old booster or something like that? Maybe. That's what I was wondering. But anyway, so you can clear karma and entangled energies that you have with, you know, past lover or other relationship. And this I would do. I would write down a list of all, you know, people that you were in relationships with and say, do I have karma with this person? Do I have shared energy with this person? Do I have cords with this person? I would go through all of them. And if you're getting a yes to any of those, then you're going to need to do it with that Then you can go into, previous bosses or a manager or client, something business related, jobs you've had. And usually it's not the ones that you can't think of. Oh man, I can't well, that probably has no bearing on you anymore, right? But the stuff that you know, like, oh, that first grade teacher, that pops up. Yeah. There was stuff around that first grade teacher because it just popped up. It wasn't my third grade teacher that popped up. Right. So test that. And then corporations can also be something that you can have karma with, or entangled energies around. You can clear karma with a corporation or a company, family member, sibling, mother, father, step parents, etc. A country that you may have been from, something, could have traumatically happened there. You can clear karma with a country. So what it's used for: singles, separated or divorced. You may be disheartened having dated men or women that are just not right for you. So you might be thinking that there's no one out there that is a good match for you, when in fact the reason you're unable to attract the right partner, or you may be maybe because you're holding on to energies in your field from a past relationship, even if it was decades ago. So once you clear your karma from your past relationships, you may be able to attract that right person, and as then you will be vibrating at your own authentic energy resonance. You will be more yourself, making it easier for your ideal partner to find you. And it's also for couples or spouses. If you're in a relationship already and you want to experience an even deeper and more authentic connection, couples often tend to court each other and have shared energies in each other's bodies. So you can check that right now with your spouse. Do I have a cord with them? Do I have shared energy with this person? Now, cords are something that mothers will do with their children. And that's pretty common, and that's okay, because you kind of want to know where your little kid is, right? Or what they're doing, and that they're okay. But past a certain age, it's not appropriate, and it's never appropriate really past that, ever. Okay, so if you're courting into your spouse, you get suspicions about that person. Where are they going? What are they doing, right? So maybe there's jealousy going on. It's not healthy. It's not good. So don't do it. Women sometimes do it. They will court into testicles, right, of their spouse. Not good. So check to see. And then if that's the case, down below here when I scroll, we'll find out how to do this. And it's not cutting cords. You're unplugging them. Okay, you don't want to cut nothing. So it's all rather unintentional, as you would not consciously be aware that you are doing this. So this tends to cause control issues, and your partner may from time to time annoy or irritate you. But they feel this, and they're pulling away now, right? They're going to pull away just because they feel what you're doing. So you're getting the opposite of what you're actually intending. So this causes issues with your partner, okay? And then you wonder why, when you love them so much. So clearing karma will release the tension in your relationship so that both of you can operate from an authentic and empowered place. Now, maybe you've been in a past life with this person. It's real possible that we find partners from the past because we're looking now to complete karma from another lifetime. So this person could have been somebody who did you wrong, or, something wasn't good about the whole thing of it, but now they're back and you're in this situation again so that you can do it better this time, or, complete that whole problem that you had before. Which you can just say no to this whole program from here on out. We don't need to do this anymore. So clear karma first, and then, move on. Like, this is not going to happen. I'm not doing any karma anymore. So clear as many people as you can come up with. Do it now. Seriously, this is a big, big deal. Stuff's coming up right now for us in our face to clear, right? All this stuff's coming up. Clear it, clear it, clear it, clear it, right? It's like our frequency needs to go up. We need to be matching, the energies on the planet and so forth. And we can't be like, I'll do it later. Well, we don't have later. Stuff is coming up in our faces right now. So this is one thing to do to clear this stuff out of your field. Just get over it, right? And so now we can, ascend, or whatever, catchphrase it is. with our higher frequency and so forth. We can match what the energies are going on much better. So employees, employers, okay, managers, that kind of stuff. Resolve it. You can resolve the tension between people this way. Yeah, if there's something really in the workplace that you can't get along with people, check those too. And then those with family issues, you know, a parent or something like that, and ease the tension, come from a place where you can let go of any of the resentments. So if you're really feeling resentful or bitter around certain things, you can't stay in those vibrations. Those are too low, right? So if you're continuously coming from there, you've got to let this stuff go. And this is how you can. You don't do it in your mind. You can't just like, well, I'm just going to, you know, will it to happen. There's stuff here, right? That you're just going to need to just let these go through a regular clearing. So those who have issues with your companies, corporations, so yes, maybe a coworker, but then maybe the whole company was something that you have tension around. And then those with countries, okay, so maybe you were born, you feel held back by the country you were born from, experiences that you'd rather move on from. So you can clear the town or the city or, you know, village or whatever. And so I would highly recommend doing the karma. Okay, so then this is a clearing around birth mother. So we're going into, well, I should probably get down here about where it says to clear the karma. Okay, let's go down here since we're talking about. So see half a gold ring. All right, so you see this, it's empty. And the top half of the ring, so you want to put it over this ring, you want to drop it down over a white rose. And it's like a pure grounding white rose, and ground the rose to the center of the earth, right? So now you can let this gold ring fill in. So all the karma that you have with somebody, you can see it filling it in with the top half, right? So let the gold ring fill in so it becomes a whole circle, while intending that this is the karma completing from all the lives that we've lived in all the future, and bringing it all into completion. So you can see that gold ring filling it in completely. And then you want to drop that gold ring in onto that white rose, drop it all down onto that white rose, and when it's filled up, and then you put 3 sticks of little dynamite under it, I guess it's under it, and blow it up. Okay, and then you just say goodbye. You know, if there's anything else that you wanted to thank the person for, gratitude, whatever, you don't want to bring any of the old history back. You don't really have to even say anything, but, you know, thank you, wish you well on your journey, whatever. And then you can see that person, if it's a person, walking off into the distance, into the sunset. You know, they're all happy, everything's fine. Wish them well, have a good life. You know, may you find a blessed partner that's better for you or whatever. You know, really in your own vibration and whatever that suits you better. Send them on their way, whole, complete, perfect. Notice that you're free of the cords, contracts, you're free of the old karma. And now you can see a golden sun going to the top of your head and down into your body, filling every cell. And then you can bring another golden sun on the top of your head and make this golden sun huge, bringing it down into your body. And then you can see a third golden sun, and you bring that down into your body and filling all the spaces and places that have been cleared. And these golden suns are vibrating and energizing you and raising your energy vibration to celebration and gratitude and gratefulness, and you can feel the changes in yourself. So then you can bring a golden sun of validation to the top of your head, saying, I am capable, competent, loving, and lovable. I'm cherished. I easily cherish those I love. I am seen, heard, and witnessed. I'm strong, healthy, vibrant. My body and my choices I make for myself. My life, my spirit are the most amazing choices. I'm so happy. I'm delighted with who I am. Or however you want to edit that. And you can bring this validation that you want to put into that golden sun. So then you're bringing that sun of validation down into your body and letting the feeling of that validation fill every cell of your body. And then your body can become energized. So you can feel it. So positive energy, love, etc. And then one last golden sun while you are sitting on your magic carpet above your head. Okay, so then you want to, your a little mini me, that's your spirit there. You're going to sit on top of this, on this magic carpet, and you're going to lower that magic carpet, so you're bringing yourself or your little spirit back into your body using that golden sun. You can fill out, you know, your arms, your fingers, hands, feet, torso, hips, going all the way down, and then going and filling in your feet, your toes, everywhere, and then breathing it in and out. You can say, I love myself, I trust myself, I'm revitalized, recharged, fully present in my body, spirit, and in present time. So that's something you can do for yourself. For a client, you can just see this golden ring, and you can just say, hey, fill in all the karma you have with this person in the top half of this ring. See the bottom half being filled in with all the energy from the other person having karma with you. So all karma you have with them in the top half, all karma they have with you, fill it into the bottom half. Fill it, fill it, fill it, fill it, fill it. Okay, I'm 10%, 20, 30, whatever. 100%, great. Okay, now you can drop it onto that golden rose, put the dynamite under it, and blow it all up, right? Then you can, then if you're with the client, you can tell them to see that golden sun. You can kind of walk them through, feel that, you know, feeling the energy there. And then the second one, then the third one, and so forth. So, and then you can do that little mini me one with the magic carpet, you know, so now they're all coming completely back into their body, feeling energized and good, and bringing them back, wiggling their fingers and toes so that they're coming back. Okay, yeah, that feels better now. And they will definitely, most everybody says they, you know, feel that difference. Some people don't feel anything, but most people will say, yeah, that they do. So
this is an alternative way to clear karma, or?
Yeah. I mean, you could just intend that you're clearing it and then just doing the basic thing and just say, okay, am I 10%, 20, 30, you know, you can just do it that way too. But this is an actual visualized version that, you know, it's done. You know it is, because you just went through the process. It's complete. Yeah. So that, yeah, it's a better way to do that. So that's karma. And then, let's go back up here. Yeah.
Anytime karma comes up in any chart, whether you're doing it just with a, you know, a partner or someone for their relationship, like, because karma is on the amplification chart, right? So do we do that every time as a clearing? Because that, you know what I haven't been doing that. When I find that shows up on my list, I'm just kind of pumping it, and
that's fine. That's okay. Perfectly fine. Yeah. But this goes into more detail, because they, like the gal with the sister, the narcissist sister, she was having some real difficulties. And so, like, okay, we're gonna need to do the whole process here and have her go through it with you, because she needs to feel that completion with her. She needs to feel this energy. And if you're just gonna sit there and just go, okay, 20%, 30, she doesn't know what's going on. I think it's better that she's involved, because she can now feel that, whew, that energy is now out of me. I don't feel that anymore, right? Wow. And the other person will feel something. They won't know that it's you that did anything. They have no clue, but they may just not be interested anymore. Or, you know, it just doesn't come up for them that, you know, maybe they're on to something else, or, you know.
Yeah, I gotcha. So when cases it's really clear that's a big component, because the person is aware of that dynamic or some painful charged up situation. But in lots of situations, there may be karma at play that it's less obvious how that's, like, who that's with or something like that. And then you can kind of clear it.
On the chart, you just chart it and just clear it. Yeah, exactly.
I got it.
Yeah. Here's a clearing here for the ability to be born. Well, this is around love too. Yeah, so the ability, the right permission and ability to be born to a birth mother and birth father This is something you can ask. Did I have the right to be born to my mother? Some people get no. Did I have the permission to be born to my mother? Some people get no. Obviously, I had the ability because here I am, right? And then you can do the same thing. Did I have the right to be born to my father? Did I have permission? Ooh, he didn't want me, but I'm getting my mother did. You know what I mean? I had permission from my mother, but not from, you know what I'm saying? So you can clear those things because that's big. If you're feeling that, you might not know, right, until you actually check and test yourself for this, but it's huge. It can be huge. So to be a part of your genetic family tree, to be loved and cherished, to have and enjoy full access to self-love and confidence, free of domination, suppression, and control. So here are the things that would go along with that. So this is a very basic, you know, the right to be here, to be born, to come into a family, right? So this family of origin issues is huge for a lot of people, just really, really huge. So these energies can be playing out for people in their life that they're just not aware of because they're walking around maybe feeling unwanted, you know, and they don't really know why, right? But, oh, okay, I guess because I didn't have my mom's permission to be born. Huh. She didn't want me, but lo and behold, they had no birth control. So here I am. But it can really be devastating, and this can be freeing by clearing a lot of this stuff for them, right? So then the next would be removing cords, contracts, and agreements. Shared energies and karma from mother, father, clan, you know, the family clan. Right. So what agreements are in place that are in this life causing problems? So you could also check for men. Were you respected and honored by your mother? Or for women, were you adored and protected by your father? So those could be clearings that you could check for that and then just do a clearing around that if you find something there. And then siblings, close childhood friends. You could also go into, you know, first love, your first broken heart, the loss of innocence, loss of hope or possibility. We can clear the history that had you believe that you deserved less, and that we're open you to your greater possibilities in love. So that would be this clearing here, the ability to have close friends, to be welcomed with joy, loved, honored, cherished, understand and heal from failed or ended love and lost innocence, to be able to see the bigger picture in a failed love, for example. So these are the clearings around that. And just, I think this was already over there, but okay, so a divorce, bad, you know, breakup, entanglements. So letting go of all the baggage from a love gone bad. So this can be life-changing. You may experience a permanent and completely clear space with a parasitical ex, somebody who's bothering you. Or, they could just forget to focus on you anymore, right? They're just now onto something else. So here's the clearing for the right permission and ability to be free of old baggage from a divorce, breakup, and so forth. So then you want to do the clearing here. And then here's for the being free from karma with corporations, countries, towns, locations. It could be a religion. It could be like a spiritual organization. It could be a political group, whatever it happens to be that you were involved with maybe at a certain time, and then do these clearings. You can also do and clear for the rights to love, okay? Clearing your rights to love. So to have the right to love, to have the right to be loved, to have the right to exist, to feel feelings, to be magnetic to love, to be welcomed with joy, feeling worthy, nourished, cherished, protected, empowered, to belong, to be in a long-term love relationship, or to have a family. You can clear stuff around that. Here's the areas to clear for your rights around that. So getting back down here, you might think that all contracts and agreements got ended because a relationship is over. But if you've spoken something about, if you said, let's go on a trip, or, you made some type of agreement and then you don't, it just kind of hangs out there like an unfulfilled thing on your timeline as an agreement. All right. So contracts are more of a written type of thing, like a marriage contract or a, land purchase or something like that, generally written, but agreements are generally verbal. So here's something you can do to visualize. You can reach into your pocket and take out a key, and then you're going to go and unhook all chains and shackles between you and this other person. Okay, so you can unhook the shackles and the chains around yourself. So your ankles, your wrists, your waists, or your neck. Maybe you got a chastity belt on or whatever. So you just take the key and you unlock all these chains and shackles, and you can see yourself becoming free. They're just dropping to the ground. And then you do the same for the other person that you're clearing the karma with, or ending agreements and so forth. So you unhook all their chains and shackles, and you're releasing yourself and them from all contracts and agreements. So you can just let go of the negative past energy. Once the chains are unhooked, they just get sucked down into the center of the earth. You can just kind of see them just like, just disappearing into the earth. Or you can see a big vacuum just sucking it down into the center of the earth. And you can see the contracts and agreements just going right down with them. Another thing you can do is you can just see ripping it up and flushing it down. Another thing is these agreements and contracts you made from a different time. That's not valid anymore. You can just say, it's not valid. And then check, do I have agreement? No. It's like, no, you don't anymore, right? Or you can just do the basic hand movement and clear contract. How many contracts? You can check for how many if you want, or you can just say, okay, I'm 10% clear, 20, 30, up to 100% clear. So you could do that too without having to envision anything. But this actually makes it complete between you. You've gone through this. The chains are all, unhooked and gone, right? They're just sucked into the center of the earth.
Would this be appropriate to use for people who have a partner currently, but they want to make sure they don't have any negative contracts, or like it doesn't break those people up? It just means whatever might be a unhealthy or not productive energy for them, right?
I would go after the agreements then. Contracts, you want to keep the marriage contract. Yes.
Right. Agreements.
Agreements there. Mm-hmm.
Agreements, yeah.
Stuff that might not ever be fulfilled. So it doesn't have to hang out there.
Yeah.
So we did contracts, agreements, karma, cords. It's not on here. Okay, so cords, if you're corded into somebody, where do you feel that? And you can ask the person, and generally they're going to tell you, oh, I feel something here in my stomach, or maybe is it in my back? Is it my lower back? Yes, it is. Okay, so take your hand, and you ask them, take their hand and grab onto it like it was a cord, like plugged into the wall, right? A power cord plugged into the wall. You grab it and unplug it. You unplug it from your body, wherever it happened to have been. Unplug it from yourself, and you want to extend your arm all the way up past your aura before you drop it. Then you can drop it. And then you're going to want to clean up your aura for them, because you probably have left a hole in there. So clean up their aura. And now this cord, they're unplugged, right? Now, if this person has continually bothered them by cording into them all the time, you can put a little bit of black at the end of that cord. You're not unplugging the other person. That's their deal. That's them. You're not unplugging them. You're just your client only, or yourself. And you can put a little black in the end of that cord, but be very careful, because you're not trying to, harm them. You're putting a little stop. It's just a little stop. And just know that it's just a little bit of black, it's a stop. And then you can end the black so it doesn't go any further, but it's a definite stop. Okay. So that's a cord and unplugging the cords. Okay. Shared energy. shared energy, you can check, do I have shared energy with this person? Yes. Okay. So the shared energy, then would you would see yourself standing 6 to 8 feet away from this other person that you have the shared energy with. You each have a long stem rose. Yours is pink, theirs is yellow or whatever color, but they're purified roses. Okay, so now you're going to send all the energy that you have of that other person, you're going to send it back to them. But you're going to send it back to their rose, right? So that the energy that you have of theirs is going to go into their rose, and it's going to purify it. So then you're going to say, and now imagine that that other person is sending all of your energy back. Doesn't belong to them, it's your energy. Now they're going to send it back to you, but they're going to send it into your rose. So it goes into your rose so that it can purify it, right? So you see this energy exchange now going on between the two roses. You're getting your energy back, but it's going into your rose. Same with them. Now you check, okay, 100%. Okay, we're complete. It's all in my rose now. I got all my energy back. They sent it all back, and I got it right here. Now tip it up on top of your head and let it all drain down in through your crown. Just let, you're getting all your energy back. And people can feel this. They'll feel that, they'll feel all their energy draining into them, coming back into their body. And then you muscle test again. Okay, is it 20, 30, 40? Okay, you got every last drop, 98, 99, 100%. Okay, now take your roses, toss them on the ground. The other person's tossed theirs on the ground. And then you're gonna put a couple beautiful new pure roses on top of that, and a stick of dynamite, and blow it all up. If there's anything left at all, a couple new pure roses on top of the little pile, a new little bomb, and blow it up. Now muscle test, is there shared energy? No. That's complete. So now you visually saw that you got your energy back, and you visually gave it back, gave their energy back to them. So the client knows they have their energy back now. So, and you will test, and it's not there. So that's shared energy. That's DNA. Okay. So another thing you can do around love, but this is in level 2. So the regeneration of the heart, the pancreas, and the emotional brain. So that's usually back here in the amygdala area. So then you can go into clearing the blocks to a fully functioning heart, pancreas, and emotional brain, and that's these. So you could do this part of it, and then after doing the clearing, then you do the regeneration of the heart, pancreas, and emotional brain. So a lot of times that will help. People who have had issues in the past, this is where the stuff hangs out, right? Maybe they'll have some heart issues or their pancreas, and certainly the area in the brain is charged, emotionally charged. So that's the physical part of it that you can do. So this is, there's more to love clearings, but this is the entanglement piece that so often we just don't think about, right? The karma, control. Now control energy didn't cover. Control energy is just something that's on your amplification chart. You can read about it there and clear it that way. Just sending energy, sending gold energy into it. So, so this is the piece that the energetic entanglements around love or relationships with people, places, companies, and that kind of thing. So I've got 5 minutes before I got a session, and I'm probably going to need to use the bathroom. So any quick questions? Anything you want to talk about before we complete today?
I'm grateful, Marlene.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I know this. It's quite a bit. We covered a couple of huge topics here. Is real quickly, I guess. So, but use the information that I send. If you're questioning things, put maybe all your questions together on one page, and then share it with all of us, right? I mean, if you unless they're real personal, you can just share it with me. But share it with all of us if they're coming up with things. Maybe that is something that others are coming up with too. Maybe have the same question, then I can just reply to you all, and then you can all get the same answers or information back. So that might be a good way to share. Like, am I doing this right? Or what would you say about this? Or, you know, it might be good for all of us to know a case study. You can keep names out of it and, you know, personalization. And just
Sorry, are you saying, are we meeting some more today yet?
no, no, but for our next meeting. So we're going to choose when to meet next, and maybe you can send me maybe you can send me an email with your schedule. And then if other people have vacations or something coming up,
Yeah.
do the same.
It's I'm heading for work in a 3 weeks time now, so I have 3 weeks before I'm heading to sea again.
Okay, so so maybe in 3 weeks, so we can do it maybe a week sooner than we would have. So maybe send me your dates that would work for you, which are the last couple of days there or whatever you can meet. Okay.
Okay.
That would be good.
Yeah.
And then I'll share that with everyone else, and then just see if that works, or, you know, what your schedules look like.
Okay. Great.
All right. Nice. Woohoo.
Thanks,
All
Marla.
right.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you all,
Nice to see everybody.
Thank you so much.
and have a nice day.
Yeah,
See
and maybe next time I'm gonna ask you to come with some case studies to, and we'll share a little bit more. I did all the talking this, but you know, it's the training. But yeah, if we can do some case studies, come up with something on your own where you actually did some clearings and share it, and we can see what results you got, or, you know, questions you have. Okay.
Okay. Great.
All right. Sounds
Yeah.
good, guys. Enjoy your
Okay.
day. Talk
Bye.
Same to you. Same to you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye.